current BG is 111, a little bit higher earlier, but I did a clinical experience today for my program. We had to shadow a dental hygienist for 4 hours, and I really enjoyed it, but forgetting that all the sitting in operatories makes my blood sugars go up because I'm not active a lot. Forgot to put my basal on for the time that I was in clinic. So anyways, with that being said, we'll jump into today's video. Hey everyone, it's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel. And as you can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be delving into T1D with Maddie, episode number 7. And I'm going to be talking about, do I think that it's necessary or is it good to take preventative medicines if you are classified as a diabetic? First of all, preventative medicines, when I'm speaking of these, would be taking things like vitamins, minerals, birth controls, cholesterol medications or high blood pressure medications to theoretically protect your vessels, protect your kidneys, protect your vital organs. My general practitioner, literally a week after I was diagnosed, was like, I'm putting you on this, and this. She's like, we're going to put you on high cholesterol medication, high blood pressure medication, and birth control. And I said, excuse me, why are we going to do that when everything is normal? And she said, oh, it's preventative medicine. And I know a lot of you do this, and I'm just going to share my side of it, but then I'll kind of counteract it and say, you know, what do I think is okay about taking preventative medicine? So first of all, these medicines actually may be okay for you to take even if you don't have these problems, but I don't think there's enough, I don't have enough information on different medications to really make a judgment on that. And my opinion is I would never want to take a medication if I didn't need it. For those of you that are type 1 diabetics, if you're insulin dependent type 1, LADA, or if you are an insulin dependent type 2, if we didn't have to take insulin, would we be? Probably not. And even like non-prescription drugs like allergy medications and like ibuprofens and Tylenol, I like to use them to a minimum because I think there are healthier ways to cope with illness than popping pills or popping medications, to be honest with you. So first of all, birth control, she wanted to put me on for preventative medicine, and I'm going, what is that protecting? That's a personal choice. I am not on birth control, but some of you ladies do use it for protection or to not get pregnant, or you may have irregular cycles or hormonal issues with progesterone and estrogen levels being really high or really low, and you need those medications to regulate that, and that's okay, I understand that. But when you're telling me you're going to put me on birth control for preventative medicine, that's a total choice. And I'm going to delve now into talking about cholesterol meds and high blood pressure meds. And I want to sit down and talk a lot about cholesterol and its relationship to diabetes, so I'm not going to go too much in depth about cholesterol meds. But what I do know about cholesterol meds is a lot of what's commonly used as a statin. And there's been a lot of research done on statins that they're not very good for your health. They actually can cause a lot of side effects. They can cause arthritis, and your whole body can just feel like crap. And they really don't do a whole heck of a lot on your cholesterol levels. For some of you, you may have a significant drop, especially if you have cholesterol problems in your family. It may do you some good, but I'll tell you the key secret with cholesterol levels is maintaining as normal blood sugars as possible, because it's not the cholesterol that you ingest in food. What it is if your body is over-consuming carbohydrates, that then in turn causes, you have to have that stored. If you're using too many carbs and not burning them up, so your liver is going to turn them into fats and lipids and cholesterols. And that's when they call a cholesterol panel a lipid panel. And these blood fats or these blood lipids, when they're made too much by your liver, that's what causes the high cholesterol buildup in your blood vessels and can cause blockage and attachment to the blood vessels, especially if you've had damage from high blood sugar in the past. It kind of scars and scratches the heck out of the blood vessels. And then all that plaque and all those cholesterols can stick to your blood vessels and cause blockages, cause oxygen deprivation, nutrient deprivation, and can lead to heart attacks and strokes. So I would never ever take a cholesterol med unless I have really high cholesterol, and I would ask to not be put on a statin if I could prevent it. There's also studies that do show that statins can cause breast cancer in women, and I'm not going to take that risk for myself because, I don't think that overall cholesterol isn't as important. Now, if it's dangerously high, that's a different story. But cholesterol has more to do with what your diet and your consumption of carbohydrates than it does actually what you're consuming fat-wise. If you consume cholesterol like in tuna or avocado or whatever, those are healthy fats. Those aren't going to do anything to you. Now, if you're consuming tons of saturated fats, maybe that could make an adverse effect. But if you're consuming a lot of healthy fats and you're eating a lot of low-carb things, I don't foresee you having a cholesterol problem. Now, when I was originally diagnosed, my cholesterol levels were elevated. Now, they weren't dangerously elevated, but they were elevated. And it was the second time in my life I had them tested. The first time they were normal, way before I had diabetes. The second time they tested them in the emergency room. And I said, you're not going to stick me on any pills. You got to give it time. My body went through diabetic ketoacidosis. That's a shock on the body. And if my body was not properly using the carbs that was present in my bloodstream with the high blood sugars, that can cause a release and a surge of cholesterol into the bloodstream. Then when I had my lipid panel done in February, unbelievably, my cholesterols have never been better. Let me tell you, my overall cholesterol levels is low, my bad cholesterols are low, and my good cholesterols are high, which is what you want to see. And again, I'll talk more about my results in a separate video about cholesterol and its relationship to diabetes. So I wasn't going to go on a cholesterol med. And then she was telling me we're going to put you on a high blood pressure med. Okay, my blood pressure is not consistently high enough for you to put it on a med. Now, if I'm consistently reading 140/90, 3, 4, 5 times on 2 separate occasions with 2 separate people taking the test, yes. Then put me on a blood pressure med, because at that point, you don't want high blood pressure because that can damage your kidneys, that can damage your blood vessels, it can lead to heart problems. It puts a lot of strain on your heart and on your blood vessels, and that's not good. But if your blood pressure one time is 140/90 and the next time they take it it's 120/80 or whatever, then you probably are just nervous, or you may have just gotten back from exercising. And people can actually falsely take blood pressures. We're learning blood pressures right now in dental hygiene school. And let me tell you, you got to be very, very careful when you take a blood pressure, because some people have quiet blood pressures, some people have louder blood pressures, and if you move that dial too quickly, you could actually falsely read somebody's blood pressure as either higher or lower than what it actually is. Even if you have the cuff positioned, if you have a sleeve over the cuff, it can make a difference. So I was just like, why would you put me on these medications when there's nothing wrong? So my thought process is why would you put me on medications when nothing is broken? Why fix what isn't broken? My pancreas does not make insulin, so I need insulin. I know I need to take those medications, or that medication, or that hormone. But I'm not worried about birth control at this point in my life. I'm not worried about my cholesterol levels. They're normal, and my blood pressures are normal. So why would you put me on medications that are really going to do me no good? That's my thought on it. But if you take them anyway and you have normal levels and you're not getting adverse effects for them, go for that. But my theory is why fix what isn't broken, and I don't think I'd want to go through any of the nasty side effects, especially through statins when they can cause like arthritis and stuff. And why would I feel like crap trying to treat things? I think there's more natural and holistic ways to treat your body besides Western medicine. I believe in other things too, as far as like, mind, getting your mind in the right mindset can help you heal your body. I think using a lot of natural things can also help too. Obviously stuff like ginger and cinnamon isn't going to cure diabetes. But I'm more of a person that if I was sick, to drink a cup of tea with honey in it, or, eat some soup or something, then I would be just soon to take all kinds of cold tablets, if that makes sense. I think there's a fine line between taking medicine if you actually need it and not taking it if you don't. And I think a lot of the pill pushing that's done by doctors, even if you don't need medications, is just simply for them to make money. And I think it's a shame. But these are T1D with Maddie episodes, and what I just talked about was my opinion and what I think. Like I said, you're not necessarily going to agree with me, and that's okay. But I want to share my opinions out there. Am I against people that take blood pressure meds and cholesterol meds and birth control for preventative measures or to protect whatever? No. But for my own health and my own sake and my own judgment, I will not take them unless I have a problem. Unless my cholesterol levels get dangerously high. Unless my blood pressure goes dangerously high. Or unless I'm ready to prevent pregnancy or something horribly goes wrong with my menstrual cycle, then yes, then I will consider birth control. But why would I put things in my body that my body doesn't need, my body doesn't really want, and focus on maintaining normal blood sugars first? And that actually solves a lot of problems. And believe it or not, it's kind of funny. Like I said, the more normal I keep my blood sugars, the better I feel. I feel like I'm less likely to get sick. I feel like I'm less stressed. I feel like more happy and positive keeping my blood sugars in that way, and keeping positive keeps my blood sugars as normal as possible, and not panicking about things and not letting an off lab result determine that you're going to go on a medication. If I was consistently testing high cholesterol, if I was consistently having high blood pressure, I understand. But it's not necessary at this point. Me being so young, maybe as I grow older, as a type 1 diabetic and more research is done on this preventative medicines for protecting organs type of thing, may I go on a blood pressure med? I don't know, maybe. But as of right now, it's not in my best interest, in my opinion, for my health, and at least, I'm the one who's in control of my health. And it's my choice to do what I want to do with my health. I have the choice to control my blood sugar or not. I have a choice to control my blood sugar in my own way versus a different way. I have the choice to take a medication or not. Or people, like I said, if you have thyroid problems, well then, yeah, if you have too much thyroid hormone or too little thyroid hormone, then yeah, take pills. But why would you put me on thyroid pills when my thyroid tests are normal? How much sense does that make? Like I said, I base it on the theory, why fix it if it isn't broken? Why waste money when it's probably not really benefiting you? And maybe it does benefit, but maybe I don't think there's enough research done on this. And I think that it's unnecessary, especially for someone my age, to be put on pills that really aren't going to fix a problem, if that makes sense. But like I said, I'm not against anybody that wants to do this. And I'm not against anybody like me who does my version of not taking medications unless you have a problem. Or if you take a double take on this, I understand that. I get it. But if you wanted to know my honest truth on it, is that I don't. But it's ultimately your choice to decide what you want to do with your life, and you're in control, and what you ever decide to do, you may have to face consequences down the road. Will there be consequences down the road for me? I don't know. And neither will you know. You may have consequences if you take them. You may have consequences if you don't take them. It doesn't make a difference. But you need to look at what's going on in your health now, and your physical state, maybe your emotional state, and you got to look at you first and really decide, do I want to or do I not want to? So anyways, I hope you enjoy this video for talking about preventative medicines for diabetics in particular. Like I said, if you want to protect your organs, if you think that there might be damage from diabetes, go for it. But I think the ultimate way to prevent organ damage, you guys, is not to go on medications, but to regulate your blood sugar levels with the insulin you're given as a type 1, or if you're a type 2 with the medication you're given. Regulate your sugar levels with your own insulin or with synthetic insulin. Regulate your sugar levels with oral medications first, to help your body along to regulate blood sugar. And I believe blood sugar is like the foundation for a lot of other things. It's definitely a foundation for cholesterol health, and it's definitely a foundation for oral health. Being going to be a dental hygienist, it is a foundation for heart health. It is a foundation for kidney health. It is a foundation for nerve and blood vessel health, you guys. And I think it has a lot to do with blood pressure health too. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Feel free to hit that subscribe button down below. I post videos every single week about diabetes plus more. And until next time for more videos, take care, God bless, be kind, spread positivity, and be thankful. And remember, if you have any controversial topics that have to revolve around type 1 diabetes, feel free to comment them down below. I may just use your topic as my next video in T1D with Maddie series. So, stay tuned for August 1st when we're going to go into T1D with Maddie episode number 8. So, till next week's videos, bye everyone.